Hi, I'm Katie,
And I'm Stephanie.
and this is the Reading Nook Magic podcast.
And today we are discussing Phantasma by Kaylie Smith. So as usual, jumping in, we like to talk about the ratings. So she has a 4.07 rating, 235,000 ratings, 35,836 reviews. So not too shabby. How did you rate it?
Honestly, I didn't really think about that.
Okay, let's talk about it. When did you read it?
I read it yesterday.
And in pretty much one sitting.
Yeah. Well, I had a hard time getting into it. I don't know if that was the book or a me problem, probably user error.
Life things.
Yeah. Just really busy with our real life work stuff and just being super distracted. But I kept rereading the first, 10, 15 pages. And then I finally got into it. And then I just read the whole thing in like 36 hours or so. So what did I rate it? I would say it's definitely a 4+. I don't know how plus, but it's 4+.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave it a 4.5 upon immediately finishing it. Reflecting always looks a little bit different, but I mean, I gave it a 4.5 because she delivered everything I needed, right? Like I got sucked in. It's like, I know there's like a sequel not related to her, but like one book, not 27 books to read, one and done. And she gave me everything I asked for, so
it's funny. I usually rate higher than you do, so nothing negative, but I'm also not like, oh my God, I have to read that book again. I'm raving about it. I'm in love with the characters. It was very enjoyable. I'm excited that we're reading Enchantra. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Happy to talk about it. Excited to talk about it, actually. I just wouldn't say like in love, Like sometimes you fall in love with the characters. Like,
no, it was like very superficial, not super involved or caught up in whatever. It was like just enough to pull me out. And I think I haven't really experienced that in so long. Because I just haven't really loved what we've been reading. And this one just finally did it. It took me out of reality. I read it really fast. I love all the things. Like I love New Orleans. I love the Gothic. I love it was just the perfect little dose of whatever it was that I needed.
yeah, I really had zero concept of a necromancer other than like True Blood. When they there's like whatever. It's just,
they're always like secondary, third.
They're never the highest.
Yeah.
It was like a villain for like a couple episodes. It was like one of the seasons. There was a necromancer, and and there was one other time, and it was always about raising the dead. So that's what I thought a necromancer was, like seances and bringing the dead back to life. So I really just didn't know about it. Very taboo in my upbringing and not super interesting, but I gotta say, I am a little interested in it. Like, I guess it is sort of like psychic medium.
Yeah, if you're communicating with the different.
Okay. So her magic wasn't like a witch's or demons. A necromancer's magic came out as pure energy. Necromancers were meant to be a bridge between the corporeal plane and the other side to bring life and energy to that which was dead or undead. And I did not know what the word corporeal meant until I read. In my Kindle, I just realized new to Kindle that you can look up the definition. So I was like, oh, new word. Cool.
See, I'm growing my vocabulary.
Yeah, this is
getting smarter.
Very much so. Loved the setting too in New Orleans. I wasn't really sure exactly what time period it was. I was a little confused because they're writing letters and they're in a carriage. But then I think she said something about drawing hot water in the bathtub. So I was like, is it an inch? But it matters to me just because I try to envision where they are and like, obviously it's not modern day, but
I was thinking it was like the early 1900s.
Yeah. Did they have hot water then?
I don't know, things like that.
Well, it's just I
often think about that when like writing a book, trying to be so on point. Like, how do you actually remove yourself from all of our comforts and
commodities? Yeah,
things that like really didn't exist that long ago. There's so many things.
I think it's in ACOTAR when they talk about the tub. what, you have running hot water. You don't need to boil it first. Like, it'll come out on demand. Just to think about something that small and how that's just, of course, you have hot water. What would that have been like to have to literally boil your water and pour it into a tub and then bathe really quickly before it gets freezing and then everyone share the same water? I'm pretty sure, like, in real history, and could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure I read something that it was like the man would bathe first because it's the man, make the water disgusting, then the children, then the wife. So like by the time you bathed, it was disgusting, cold, dirty water. It's like totally on a tangent on the bathwater, but they did bring up the bathwater, and there's a lot of comfort in that. I feel like it's like a sanctuary for a lot of these characters, and a multitude of books where they're just finding that sanctuary. They're like washing the day off, washing the murder off, washing the fear off, washing their stress off in like the symbolism of bathing.
So it's interesting, and like not sure how to pull these two together just because we haven't finished or talked about that book yet. But in Enchantra, I'm pretty sure it goes back to the old school way. Like,
really?
Yeah, like a bath is they pour the water in, and like, so
maybe Phantasma was just enchanted, and she could. I just feel like she would have noted that. Like, they have referenced it in other stories that, wow, this is incredible.
That's what I mean. Like, is it just an accident? Like, we're talking about a time period before that was like a thing.
Yeah.
Or
I don't know. Well, it's not historical fiction, right? It's fantasy, so it's definitely not the same thing. One of my clients, sorry. One of my clients is writing historical fiction right now, and she's in the editing phase.
Ooh.
I met the one I met this morning.
Nice.
I mean, I didn't just meet them. I've been working with them for a long time. It's so interesting since we started this podcast, how many authors and creatives and that I've met that I've probably always been meeting but just didn't know.
Yeah. I feel like writing is a hobby that, maybe not just a hobby, but an occupation that more people have than we realize.
Definitely.
A friend of mine just put out a poetry Instagram.
Oh, really?
And the posts, they're beautiful, how it's designed. Like,
how haven't you shared that?
What?
You haven't
like, literally just shared it and like put it out there. So I was like, it's just fascinating how many people have the talent of writing and we don't even know.
Yeah, until you start looking, you know.
How did we get started talking about bathtubs? I feel like she did a really good job creating the energy and the culture and the darkness of New Orleans. Obviously, I wasn't there during that time setting, but I've been there a few times, and that's exactly what it feels like. Daytime, nighttime, there's a magic in the air, the culture there, the architecture, the people. Like, whenever I go, I can't believe that I'm in the United States. Like, I actually feel like
but I think, so again, we do real estate, and I was showing a house near us, and they must be from New Orleans, the people, and they're art fanatics. And I, like a complete psychopath, took a picture of every single piece of art, and I'm talking hundreds of these paintings, individual one, like, you know, not replicas, individual original paintings all over this house, and they were electric just looking at the paintings, and they were all from New Orleans. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I need to go there. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't think stylistically like it's something that I would pick out, and I don't know if it's the magic of New Orleans or what, but like aesthetic, I can't explain it. Like, I could feel the energy from a painting without even meeting the painter or the person who picked it out. Just being in their house, I've never felt a house so alive.
Yeah, like, I don't think it's your taste, but I think whatever that is that New Orleans has is just so special that you would appreciate.
Right. Yeah, I maybe wouldn't pick it out for like my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta say, it's like static. It's like it's called kind of like her magic comes out. Like, I imagine it like a sparkler or something. Like, I can feel like the friction. So I can only imagine what it feels like to actually be there, because you've shared it with me. Everyone else I've ever talked to has always raved about being there and how it feels alive. And the only other place that anyone's ever said that was like Yellowstone Park with the, you know, the volcano underneath and like feeling like the earth is alive and that vibration. So two places I really want to go to experience that, because I can't even imagine if I'm feeling it from paintings on the wall and having no concept or no context or no, yeah,
You gotta go. I want to go again.
we're gonna go.
And you only need a couple days. Like, it's not
Maybe we do a book trip.
a little book retreat. That would be, I feel like that would be awesome. Like,
I think
that'd be so
that's
cool.
just kind of came to me. So maybe we reach out to that.
Well, so to be totally honest, when you first started talking about it, it triggered that, but I didn't say it out loud.
Well,
so
I
fact that you said it, but you said it, but we both thought it.
And that just happened.
Has to happen. It's happening.
Happening. She touches on like every single type of paranormal entity, I feel like, except for shapeshifters and dragons. And I had no idea there was, I guess I'm really just a noob. I really had no idea there was differences, so specific differences between like devils, demons. Well, I knew a demon and a devil weren't the same, but like I didn't know devils. I've only known one devil. I didn't know there was ever an understanding that there was more wraiths, phantoms, ghosts, ghouls. I didn't know that there was like a hierarchy.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if she created it or if that's like something. Well, I mean, obviously there's different variations, but.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could have used a little more descriptions on what each different thing was, because to have them all in this one book and dancing through, like, the story, I didn't really know what to expect from which creature, like, if she encountered them. So I didn't really know what each one did.
Yeah, she touched on it a bit with him being like, how are you a phantom if you can drink? How can you do this? Why are you warm and not cold? In the beginning of Enchantra, though, there is like a glossary.
Is there?
Yeah. So I don't know if there is in the beginning of Phantasma.
In the Kindle?
Yeah. The first two pages. Mm-hmm. And it like goes through the hierarchy of, or at least her hierarchy. I don't know if that's like the general consensus, but of what makes what. I kind of want to pull it up because it's interesting, actually. Yeah.
Oh.
So, King of the Devils, Prince of the Devils, devils. Demons are offspring of a devil and another paranormal being. A wraith is a offspring of a demon and another paranormal being. And then you have immortal and mortal paranormal beings. Immortal are vampires, shapeshifters. Oh, they do talk. Familiars, which is, your animal. That's not until this book. Ghost. And then mortal paranormal beings are necromancers, seers, witches, and specters. I've never heard of a specter before. Did you know what that was?
Yeah, it's another word for ghost. It's like the Italian word for ghost.
Oh, really? And then phantoms are the most corporeal and powerful type of ghost. Poltergeist. Yeah, like phantom, poltergeist, ghost, ghoul. I had, like, those were all synonymous words to me.
Is that in Phantasma?
No, this is in the beginning
I know that, but is it also in Phantasma?
I don't think so.
Okay. So
And apparitions are the most common type of ghost, completely non-corporeal, and if left lingering, become a ghoul. When they said ghoul, I immediately thought of The Ring. That's a ghoul in my head now. That's what I imagined coming out of like the bathtub or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I learned a lot. I didn't know. I never thought about ghosts this much.
I don't think there were any words that I didn't know, like any of those that I had never heard of before.
But you could differentiate.
But I didn't know what was what, right? Like I didn't like how she just broke down that like a wraith was a birth from a demon and another paranormal. Like I didn't know what the distinction was. In the book. I've like heard all of the words before though, just not all in one place.
Thank you for the glossary.
Always helpful.
We need glossaries. I need glossaries.
You need, what's the dictionary when they give you the pronunciation?
They have those?
Well,
when they give you
the dictionary and then you have the little symbols and stuff, but I guess that's not, I
that
don't know how to read those symbols either.
That does not help me because I have a photographic memory. My daughter is dyslexic. I can't help her because I don't know how to sound out words. This is actually making this podcast, speaking words out loud from fantasy books that I've never heard before, is making me realize how little phonetic.
Is that photographic memory or phonetic?
No, I don't know how to phonetically sound out anything.
That's not a photographic memory.
Yeah, I know. That is what I don't have. I have a photographic memory. So I see this word, someone tells me it's the word punishment, and I remember it for the rest of my life. Corporal, which I just said, I've never heard before. You just told me that means corporeal, and I'm going to remember it and what it looks like in my head for the rest of my life. I don't know what letters are there. I just know what the word looks like. So I don't know how to phonetically sound anything out. So like those little phonetics thing, it does nothing for me. And when my kid is dyslexic and can't remember her brain's the complete opposite. So dyslexic people can't remember what it looks like at all. So they have to, I guess, sound it out. But I don't know how. I'm like, that's what the word looks like. Remember it. I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, this podcast has made me realize how little I can sound things out. Because if I've never heard anyone say it before, I'm just making shit up. I'm like,
one day we're going to just have a video of all the words.
But it'll never end.
So there's a quote that I pulled from page 116 for reference. Despite what mortals believe, hell is not meant to be a punishment for humans who live sinfully before they die. Human morality was much too diverse and fickle to base an entire afterlife on. Despite human lore, those beings that belong to heaven were no more good or bad than the ones in hell. It just happened to be that hell had been bestowed the task of punishing the malicious mortal souls, and heaven the task of rewarding the ones who died with valor.
I highlighted that too.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's kind of, at least the heaven piece is sort of like the Viking Valhalla, right? You can only die and go to heaven in Viking religion. It's not really religion, they're pagan, but Viking beliefs. If you die in battle and you have your sword in your hand, otherwise you can't go to Valhalla. So Valhalla is only for a warrior. So you have to die a warrior death. Brilliant for people that wanted to conquer other lands to make people believe their only way to get to heaven is to die fighting. So funny. But I had never thought about heaven or hell like that either. So that was, I've reread that like 4 times. I was like, interesting. The people in hell are no more better or worse than the ones in heaven.
They're just in charge of, like, their job is to deal with the punishment.
So, but someone's being punished. So like there's the 9 levels of hell. Like I had never heard of that either. So I don't know if that is unique to this book or not. Sorry for my naivete, but I don't really understand that. So hell is for everyone that's punished with
just the mortal souls. Hell is like just their existence. Like hell,
you live in hell.
Their job is like their job is real estate.
They just live there.
Like that is their existence. Just part of their career is dealing with the mortal souls who were evil on this dimension.
Okay, so that is the stereotypical meaning of hell. But despite human lore, those beings that belong to heaven are no more good than bad. That I don't understand. So they could be really bad, but if they died with valor, then they're
that's saying that the angels are not necessarily good. Like like the devil is not.
How I read that.
Yeah, like the devil and the demons, they're not necessarily deemed bad.
Oh, okay.
Although, like, obviously, a lot of what's associated with them is like the killing and the sins, right? Like that stuff. So it's like, but in essence, right? Nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Like they're just living their existence,
right? Well, it's interesting, and they are guided by. So they can only do. They have to make bargains. They're not just taking what's not freely given. Mm-hmm. Even Sinclair, I think it was Sinclair, when he tried to, which that scene, actually I want to talk about that. But the point of me bringing him up was that he had to ask for permission as well. It was very consensual. I'm not going to take from you. I'm not going to touch you. I'm not going to kiss you. I'm not going to cross that boundary unless you freely give it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, they're manipulative and the bargains are one-sided and they're definitely not in the favor of the person bargaining with the devil. But I imagine that's what an attorney of negotiation does for you. You learn how to make the better deal.
Yeah.
I don't understand that scene. I don't understand why she crossed that line with him. I know she was mad that Blackwell said, we're just business associates and rejected her.
Mm-hmm.
But like, was it just purely out of spite? Because then she says to him, the only reason I let him touch me is because I don't care or something. It's like, I just didn't understand. That kind of came out of left field for me.
I would need to refresh it. I don't really remember.
So yeah,
Do you remember what page it is?
I don't remember what page it is. I didn't highlight it, but I know the context of it was they were getting really involved. He was starting to pull away. He's like, we really shouldn't do this. I think it's right after Lucy and Leon. Yeah, it's right after Lucy and the whole Lucy and Leon, or around the time of the Lucy and Leon thing. And he gets, he said he doesn't love her. She leaves, she forfeits. And then he's like, we really do need to stop doing this. And she's already feeling that a little bit too, because she knows that she's never going to see him again in 3 days. So like, then he just says, let's just be business partners. And so I do understand that thing of spite. Like, don't worry about it. If you're not going to touch me, then someone else will. But it kind of felt like it was totally out of left field. It was like 1 second after the conversation. How did that devil know to do that?
I think because they can see. Right?
Oh.
There's what is it, through mirrors or something?
Well, that's in they probably can do it in this one too then.
I think they have access. Like, they have constant access, because as soon as you like walk in, they have access to your mind, your fears, your things. I think there's just this eerie access to
you.
Yeah.
It's freaky.
But I don't know that being that you say like that was kind of weird and didn't really make sense, or the buildup or the conclusion. Like, a lot of the like sexual sort of scenarios were sort of all also that way. Like, it happened in like these random positions, places. Like,
he kind of just started talking about it. Yeah,
that's just what happened. Like, there's definitely a level of awkwardness, I think, to all encompassing sexual experiences in this book. Kind of.
It's definitely the way I operate. No, cut that. But like the slow burn, there's no slow burn.
No, I know.
I mean, there's a slow burn to their relationship, but you're right. There's no build up and burn to like the sexual experiences themselves.
Yeah.
They kind of like, here we are, we're doing this now. They weren't bad.
No.
But I did feel this story was full enough that sometimes I'm just searching for that in the story. I'm like, oh, like that's the part that's really highlighted to me is the love story. Mm-hmm. I didn't really feel like that. I was kind of into the trials and I wanted to know what was happening. And by like the 3rd or 4th sex scene, I was like, I don't really need, and not because it was poorly written or whatever. It just was what was keeping my attention, which is interesting because some stories I feel like, is that all I'm paying attention to? Which is great if that's what it does. But this one, it was almost like I didn't need any more. Like, I got it. They're together. Cool. Let's see how this all plays out. Like, what is the story? Yeah. What is his deal? Is Blackwell the devil? I mean, we've talked about like, there is a lot of foreshadowing, and I definitely highlighted on like page 8 when I first started reading it. I feel like I had my thoughts about that from the beginning, that he might be definitely not what he thought, what he was presenting to be. But I guess it was pretty obvious. Like, we talk about it. Like, we want to figure it out. But I guess it wasn't that big of a deal that I figured it out.
Well, yeah, because I feel like I thought it was relatively obvious, and I'm not usually the quickest, right? Like, I don't.
You're not trying. Let's rephrase. You're not quick. You're just there for the vibes. Yeah, you're there for the vibes. You're not trying to figure it out. You're not trying to race to the figuring it out like a psychopath. You're just enjoying it as it comes. I'm like, ooh,
because I am like in the book. Like, if I will cover like the bottom so I can't jump ahead and like catch words, or like when I know it's about to be a conclusion or something, I'll like block it out so my eyes won't drop to it. Like, I know I need to read it in order and make sure I know, I can't jump ahead.
So when you try to speed read, it's the opposite. So when you try to speed read, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to jump ahead and like pick keywords and like, we've been reading about speed reading,
but I like don't want to do it, but I feel like we have to do it.
We're going to have to figure out how to read a little bit faster. That's for sure.
Also, because of this book, my next animal, I want to name it Poe. I thought that was the cutest thing ever. Made me so happy. It was another thing I loved about this book.
The cat.
Yeah. Well, the name, like Poe.
Just Poe?
Yeah. The cat was fun in there too, but I liked its name.
It is a good name. So while I would say they're like the the burn and the buildup and all that for the sexual stuff wasn't, again, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't vanilla. Again, not the sex scenes that it wasn't spicy. It's just whatever. Not that being said, I love Blackwell. I
Me
do
too.
love Blackwell. I feel super connected to him. It was very interesting that he didn't have his memories and that he didn't really know who he was. I wondered at times how much he really didn't know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like he had some of it figured out, but I guess it depends on in between the different phantasmas when they're moving, and they talk
he had
about
really strong moments of deja vu. Like, this feels like something, but I can't make sense of it. Like, I see you, I don't know why. Like, I like that he kept the shadow voice away.
He
had, like, that
did.
power.
He kept the shadow voice away. I believe I read somewhere that she suffers from OCD.
The author?
And
She described it like when I was reading through the reviews, where there's always mixed reviews like on these books, but one major compliment that the author got on almost every review was how she properly described what it was like to experience obsessive compulsive disorder and what it feels like inside.
Yeah, I had never really explored what that must be like. I know that people have compulsions. I think we all have compulsions to a point. Like I definitely like to tap things in threes.
Well, you like to tap things. Like, I've never figured out that it was in threes, but
You've noticed that?
I've definitely noticed that you tap. Yeah.
So like if I tap 1, 2, it has to be an extra one in the middle. So like I have to do this side, that side, and this side. Or like if I put something in the microwave, it's always with a 2 at the end of it. Like it will be 3 minutes and 2 seconds. But it's not
like you're not being like, I'm not doing this or somebody's gonna die.
No, I just feel like it feels right. So I think that's like maybe a shade of a light version of what maybe I can only relate to in my own experience of what that's like. And I don't even know where that came up with. I feel like I created it but I did create it in my mind as like a kid. I was like, it has to be this. It has to be this side, that side, and then one for not even good luck. I just decided it needed to be that. So that's so funny that you noticed that. I don't even know that I do it all the time, probably. I didn't realize.
Yeah, you like, I guess I'll pay more attention to when and why you just did it when you're on the phone with that agent. Because I feel like you were psyching yourself up, so you were like clicking, like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And you did it in the office earlier too, so yeah. I don't know.
Must I go?
I feel like I probably have some things, but I can't think of any right now.
Compulsions?
Yeah.
Drawing a complete blank about you as a human right now. I'm like, do I even know her? No.
I'm a figment of your imagination.
I mean, you're twiddling
exist.
that, but that's more of like an anxious, like.
Yeah, I'm a nail biter.
You are a nail biter. I'm a picker and a tap. I didn't realize I was more like thinking of conscientious tapping. I didn't realize that I did it. This is brand new information for me.
We'll have to dissect it.
You have to pay attention. Just record me when I'm not paying attention. But it made me feel bad, empathetic, sympathetic to people with OCD. I didn't realize it was that. And I know it's that consuming because I had friends that had compulsive hand washing when I was a kid, and their hands would literally be bleeding. But I didn't realize how tortured. I guess I just never gave it that much thought how tortured that existence must be.
Because how do you tell somebody else that? Like, especially, I mean, that would be another thing, right? Like when we talked about witches being burned and things like that, like you don't want to tell anybody that because you're
crazy.
Yeah. And but to just not be able to like seek help or have some help, think somebody will understand or give you solutions. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know where it's going.
I wonder if the shadow voice is just OCD and it's not actually like a paranormal entity. We never got an answer to what it was.
We didn't, right?
No, only that he alleviates it and that she fights with it.
That's why I kind of thought there was something related to all of the inner workings. But
her shadow voice comes to life in Phantasma, but it's just an illusion because it's the fear that she has. She's most afraid of this shadow voice I think she's most afraid of what she would do if the shadow voice wins
Yeah.
versus of the shadow voice itself. The shadow voice definitely was reminiscent of the nightmare card in One
Yeah.
Dark Window.
Yeah. I feel like there were a couple things that
Were similar to that.
Just similar vibe, cool
Definitely
story.
similar vibe, similar feeling reading it too.
Yeah.
Didn't need to be groundbreaking to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know? And similar to One Dark Window, like what drew me in the most, again, wasn't like the romance and the spice. It was, at least for my life experience, the originality of learning about all the different paranormal entities, learning about the different circles of hell, wanting to know how she's going to get through it, kind of laughing at that she's getting so much help and getting through it. Cade was a great hate you character. He reminded me of, and I can't remember it, and I definitely wrote it in my notes. I should have looked it up. Who was the guy in fourth grade?
Barlow.
Yes, that bastard. Cade and Jack, they're definitely
Yeah, he was.
easy to hate.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I don't know what to say about it. It's just,
Scumbag.
in all, there was no, and I guess there's no depth to that character. Like, he was definitely put in there to be like a fucker. Like,
Yeah.
just, there was no goodness there.
None.
It was a total piece of shit.
I mean, he definitely had a moment where he was defending Lucy's honor and saying he was going to beat the shit and make Leon's life a living hell because she forfeited.
Yeah.
But I mean, cool. Congratulations. Was that really about him or the fact that she's her cousin? How dare you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With those people, it's like you could always talk in circles about what is the motivation for that piece of shit's seemingly redeeming quality. Is it really about them or is it about their ego?
Yeah. I don't think he had any good, so I don't think it was.
No,
for
he's
him.
a piece of shit. To circle back to her shadow voice, I found it interesting. I wrote this down. All of a sudden it switches and it goes, bash her face in, break her nose. She didn't help you. She was a coward. The shadow voice hissed in her mind at the sight of the girl. It would be so easy to make her hurt, make her bleed. Maybe I just didn't notice. I didn't see the shadow voice being aggressive. I saw it more as like what I would imagine OCD to be like, oh, tap this 3 times. There's a timer for you to get home. Your whole family will die. Like, that's different than this telling you to do
thoughts too.
Yeah, it's almost like bridges over from again what I would imagine or have, like we just spoke about how OCD would be described, and then intrusive, negative, evil thoughts, because it went from like matter of fact to now it wants to hurt them, and then it seems to be protecting her sometimes and inciting her into violence. So it kind of, I'm sure there's maybe some intention behind it, but it did get a little confusing to me. I want to know what the shadow voice is. And maybe that's on purpose. Maybe we are going to find out, but it was unclear. And Blackwell kind of talks about it and he's like, what is the shadow voice? What is the shadow voice? And then she gets overwhelmed. She doesn't want to talk about it and he lets it go. And it kind of just like got tabled. Like, I want to know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because I think that's it. There's no sequel, I don't think.
I don't like that. I like to know. I don't
I don't like holes.
I don't like tabling anything. I like talking about it and finding out until it's like I've beaten the dead horse so much that everyone hates me.
Expected publication 2025.
What?
She pumped these out pretty quick then, 2024, 2025.
Love that.
Yeah, that's how you should do it.
That is definitely, I mean, we say that with no concept on what it is and how much work it takes to write a book, but I agree. Please do that.
I know, because I really don't want to do unfinished series ever again.
It's, I think, almost impossible, especially when something's really good. We would have missed out on so many series. If
SJM has like ruined it, dangling these books. Like,
what is happening? We have so many theories. Is it going to be she thinks it's going to be a collective of all 3. I mean, I definitely think I have not read Throne of Glass, so I'm like in the dark.
I just don't know when and how you're going to do that. You better learn how to
Are you going to
read.
reread them before we do the episode or no? Are you going to skip? You should practice speed reading with something you've read already.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, That way it's like, you know, if you can retain it good again. You're like, did I miss more or did I retain that?
I wouldn't mind reading about Manon again. She was my favorite character in the series.
Don't know any of them.
It's fine.
But I do know that they do say that with the speed reading is like, look up reviews, look up things, read the prologues, and like have a basis of what it's about. Like, give yourself as many spoilers as possible.
So intense.
I mean,
don't ruin reading for me.
Oh, I hate to break it to you, sister. You pulled the quote on memory, that when I try to search too far back, it all fades as if I'm being haunted by my own memories, and I do not know what is eating them away other than time. It's interesting that you pulled that because it made me think about how we've talked about having like a bit of memory loss from like traumatic experiences. That's what it made me think about.
Yeah.
Like him losing that, because I've lost a lot of memory after my husband died when my kids were little, and it was like super traumatic. Other traumatic things have happened, but it was definitely for me that specific event that like triggered, like I feel like it's a clear breaking point in time of when my memory starts to fade. I mean, I have like a vague memory of my whole life, but I think I had a really good memory until then. I used to be able to remember instances and details and what people said, and I do not have that anymore.
Do you remember, but like right now, you can remember your life from not zero, but like till...
It's super blurry. It's sort of like if you, how can I explain it? Like seeing regularly, and then if you like swam in the pool all day, because I have pretty good eyesight, but like you swam in the pool all day and open your eyes in the chlorine and it's really blurry. It's sort of, I guess, like that. Like I kind of have a general idea of what happened, but it's not crisp.
Yeah. And well, we know mine's horrendous. And it was the only thing I can say is a defense mechanism that my brain somehow figured out to not feel pain, sadness, hurt, whatever. It was like, if I can't remember it, then I won't feel those things. Obviously was never intentional, but even being aware of it, I don't know how to fix it. And I feel like I don't remember anything. Like I need to take pictures and mementos and things so I can actually try to remember like what's happening in this existence.
From what I can see and what you've shared, it seemed to affect your working memory more, like meaning like your day to day. Like you shut it off so much that it's like still very much.
Oh yeah, when you're like, this thing we just did 10 minutes ago, and I'm like, what? Or this book that I just read, what? Like, it's
you've let it.
I don't know how to
insidiously like.
Yeah, it's like the shadow voice. Like there's something working that I can't figure out how to shut off. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's helped you through whatever it was sprung on from, but
it sucks to not remember the good stuff.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, when you shut off one part of you, you inadvertently will like dull the other parts, right? And even if it is a survival tactic, but it's like, that's just what I mean, I know that's probably not what the character is experiencing, but ironically similar to OCD, like the way she described his memory loss and like having those moments of clarity too. Cause sometimes I'm like my kids were talking about Shakira. I know this is so random in the car. And I put on her laundry service album and I loved it when I was a kid. And I remembered every single word.
Oh yeah. You could put on Eminem and I remember all of the words.
But I'm like, what? Why can't I remember like I mean, I know my friends' names were from like 1st grade to 8th grade. I went to a small Catholic school. It was the same 12 kids, but like what happened?
Yeah.
Who was I? Someone told me I was really mean in elementary school. And I was like, really?
Don't remember. It didn't happen. Yeah.
This is so memory.
I swear, like whenever I have like big group settings or like family get-togethers or whatever, it becomes this like, it's become a game to like fill me in on things that I don't remember that multiple people do. And I think it's kind of insane to like be like, that's not even pulling at like
I also experienced that one, especially.
Was I there? Are you sure?
When I host a party, and I don't know if this is like normal, but I don't remember anything. I'm like, I can't remember anything. I like blacked out. If I'm not talking about blacking out with drinking. Like I'm like, I am not there. I dissociate. I go into another realm and I am operating. It's like when you're driving a
Legit
car and you don't, I
autopilot.
mean, I also have really bad ADD. So like that's part of it too. I am missing a shit ton of what's happening around me other than what I'm hyper focused on. But yeah, just similarly to like driving in the car and you don't remember how you got there. Like that's where I go during parties, social situations. But I am not like,
Katie's not here right now.
but I feel like I'm not socially awkward. But now that you tell me, I'm like, maybe I